In my opinion, the LA Clippers just had one of the best NBA trade deadlines of any team in the NBA. They completely revamped this bench and got deeper at positions that they really needed to. Starting off though, Kawhi Leonard has started to revamp. He's rebooting. He's back. He's starting to get back to his normal playing minutes. Has actually played quite a few games in a row. And then they've also still got Paul George, guys like Norman Powell, Marcus Morris giving them good minutes every night. So we're going to be talking about this Clippers team as one of the best teams in the NBA right now, one of my championship favorites, and a team that I really thought hit it out of the park at the deadline. So make sure you stick around until the end of the video, hit the like button, and leave me a comment down below as it really helps out in the YouTube algorithm. Now let's go ahead and get started. Looking at them heating up, 31-28, 6th in the West. But really, they are only a couple of games out of like 3rd place. We're going to look at how close the standings are right now. But the stats for this Clippers team, as a whole, they're pretty good. 8th in defensive rating, which is something you love to see. 22nd in offensive rating, but that is because they have been without Kawhi for such a long time. It was 28th before he got back. Now it's 22nd. They are deep. They have 8 guys averaging double figures on a nightly basis, and like I said, they have made some deadline moves, which we are going to look into. Mason Plumley, Bones Hyland, and Eric Gordon were all acquired for various different prices. Bones Hyland for a couple of seconds. That was a steal. 12 points per game, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Huge move here for the Clippers to bring in a legit point guard option. A guy that can really score it, and he was doing that in 20 minutes of game time, shooting at 40% from the field, 38% from 3, and wow. Yeah, super efficient for Bones Hyland there. Mason Plumley actually averaging a double-double with 12 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists per game. I loved Mason in Charlotte. Even though I didn't say it at times, I just didn't love the role he played. I would have loved him as a backup center. Played 29 minutes per game, shot at 67% from the field. Would have loved to have him as a backup center, but unfortunately he was our starter. He ends up getting dealt at the deadline for Reggie Jackson and a second. Now they also bring in Eric Gordon, averaging about 13 points and 2 rebounds in Houston. All of these guys are going to play big time roles in LA. Eric Gordon shot at 44% from the field, 35% from 3 in 30 minutes of action a night. Now like I said, the Terminator has started his rebooting process. He's back. Even at 32 years old, he is still balling. Now, he is more of a guy that strikes me as a half-court type of guy, a guy that would rather have a slower-paced game than the modern up-and-down NBA. But, you gotta survive, or you gotta adapt to survive, and that's what Kawhi is doing right now. He has played in 32 of their 57 games, but like I said, he's played in about 10-15 in a row, so that's good. Paul George played in 42 of their last 57 games, so pretty good there as well, even though this is a historically bad couple in terms of missing games. Kawhi averaging 20.7 points and 6.1 rebounds so far this year, 22, and then he's also shooting it pretty well, obviously in typical Kawhi fashion, 51% from the field. So a healthy scoring average on 51% shooting. Shooting it, somewhat decent from the 3-point line, but also playing very good defense and getting his easy buckets in 31 minutes per game. Also averaging 4 assists, like I said, 1.2 steals per game there. And the scoring numbers are down overall as a whole because of the fact that, 1, they play a slow pace, and 2, he was still trying to get back from injury in a lot of those games. Paul George averaging about 23 points per game, about 6 rebounds as well. Shooting at 46% from the field, 39% from 3. So he's another. Both of these guys, people forget how good they are when they're healthy. They just have not been healthy lately, so people don't talk about them as much as they should. In 34 minutes per game, Paul George also grabs about 6.2 boards a night. Now the scoring, it's been very good. 3rd in total points in the NBA. That's what the Clippers have thrived on so far this year. Not only the duo of Paul George and Kawhi, because as we've seen, they have been out for a lot of games, but the fact that they have a lot of guys that can give you 10-plus points on a nightly basis. All 5 of these guys, and then you also throw in Mason Plumley. So 8 guys in double figures every night usually leads to success. The big keys for this team here is Marcus Morris, Norman Powell, and Ivica Zubac off the bench, in the starting lineup, and then the guys off the bench as well. But Norman Powell averaging 15 points, 3 boards, 1.7 assists. In the absence of Kawhi and Paul George for some of the season, he has really thrived, shooting at 47% from the field, 38% from 3, and again, only playing in 25 minutes just due to the fact that they have so many guys, and Kawhi has been active for quite a few games now. Marcus Morris, another vet on this team, 13.5 points per game, 5 rebounds, 1.8 assists. This is a very deep team, and it's part of the reason that I like them so much going forward into the NBA playoffs, shooting at 44% from the field, 39% from 3 in 30 minutes per game. And then the final guy we got to talk about here, the big man in the middle, Ivica Zubac, averaging a nice, 10 points per game, about 11 rebounds, 1 assist as well. So he and Plumley will now share the center minutes. Neither one of them can really protect the rim. Zubac averages about a block and a half per game in 30 minutes, so it's not terrible. Not as bad as Plumley, but, still. And then they also have some guys that they are developing. We will start off here with Terrence Mann, who's averaging about 8 points and a few rebounds a night. The Clippers don't really have that much young talent. Now, they were able to add Bones Hyland, who is very young, that will be able to develop for a while. But other than him, they've got Terrence Mann, who averaged about 8 points, 53% shooting from the field, 35% from 3. And then other than that, it's like B.J. Boston and Jason Preston as the other two young guys on the team. They have no picks for a long, long time, and they just gave up 2 more seconds to bring in Bones Hyland, although that was an absolute steal. B.J. Boston averaging about 5 points, 1 rebound, and 9.5 minutes per game. So the per 36 numbers for him are looking pretty dang good, but of course that is mostly in garbage time. 38% from the field, 44% from 3, and again, still 21 years old, so still a lot of time to prove himself. Very highly ranked prospect going into college. Went to Stanford, didn't really work out for him, but there's still definitely a chance for him in the NBA. Now, the outlook for this Clippers team, taking a look at the standings as they stand right now, like I said, there is very little space separating the 3 seed and the 6 seed. Actually, there's like a game separating the Kings, who are in 3rd at 32 and 24, and then the Clippers, who are in 6th at 31 and 28. Actually, there's like 4 games if you're going off the loss column, but only 1 game if you're going off the win column. So the Suns and Mavericks right in there with the Clippers. So, they are still 2 games roughly out of the play-in, so they're holding their ground there. The Pelicans, they continue to lose. They actually won a couple games, but they're still losing. Zion is not coming back yet. Minnesota, Golden State down there as well. So the Clippers, they just got to keep winning. I mean, it's as simple as that. They got about 23 games left, I believe. And, they got Golden State coming up before the break, and then Phoenix at Phoenix before the break. I don't think KD will be playing in that game. So couple of wins there. If you could head into the break with a little momentum, go up 5 games over 500, that would be huge. And then coming out of the break, it gets a little tough looking at that Western Conference schedule. The West just got even more tougher after the deadline. But, playing Sacramento, then going to Denver, 2 really tough games. Playing Minnesota, then going to Golden State and Sacramento again. Then playing Memphis. I mean, whew. You're talking about playing the top 3 seeds in the West, and then the team that just acquired KD. It's looking tough. But as long as Kawhi and PG continue to play, Kawhi continues to ramp up back to his normal, Kawhi minutes. They've got all of these guys giving them good minutes. Eric Gordon, Marcus Morris, Norman Powell, Bones Hyland, Ivica Zubac. There's just so much talent on this Clippers team right now. They're too good to be losing 28 games out of 50. But again, Mason Plumley as well, once they get healthy. And there's even guys that I have not mentioned yet off the bench. Once they get everybody back going after the deadline, I think this is a dangerous team. So make sure to like button and leave me a comment down below. Do you think they had the best deadline? That's the question of the video. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.